Hey folks, right, today by popular demand I'm going to explain how to restring and retune a guitar with a Floyd Rose bridge on it. Floyd Rose bridge looks like that. You've also got tuning locks at the top there. So we're going to do complete restring and retune. Everything explained. So the first thing to do is at the top where the tuning locks are, a hex key or Allen key, different bridges and different nuts are of different sizes, so you just need one of them to take out the bolts. Do that first, take them right out, take them off, and you do it, there'll be a bolt and a little black plate which pushes down on the string and locks it, stops your guitar going out of tune when you bend the bar at the other end. So there'll be 3 of these on a 6-string guitar. Take them all off, all 3 of them. That. Don't lose the screws or the plates for that matter. Quite essential. And there we have it. So it'll now look something like that. Now we go to the other end of the guitar. That's the bridge where the bridge is there. Now, as you can see, you've got your fine tuning pegs. Let's put 6 of those, one for each string, and the bridge there. So this guitar only has 5 strings on it. That's because I broke one the other day. So the secret to restringing any guitar is you need to keep the tension in the neck, or else the neck can either bow or it can. Now you need to readjust the truss rod, and you really don't want to be farting about with that. So do it one string at a time, and start with. Obviously the thickest string is going to make most tension in the neck, so you want to start with that one, especially on a Floyd Rose when tension is extremely important. So just my hex key is there. Underneath here you can see there's 6 bolts, and these are what hold the strings in. So we'll start with this one. Since there's no string, I don't need to relieve the tension in the string, so just loosen that off. Turn it anti-clockwise to loosen it. Make sure you get the right size of key, because if you don't, you'll knacker the head of the bolt and then you won't get them out at all. Just get the key into the head of the bolt, turn anti-clockwise to loosen it off. You don't have to take these right out, just loosen enough to get the end of the string out. That's the end of the broken string out. So, going to get strings out, got a packet of them somewhere. Here we are, fresh packet of strings. These are my strings of choice for any guitar, any ball, super swanky, gauge 9s. You don't want to be using any higher than a gauge 9 on a Floyd Rose, because it can't really handle anything heavier than that. Take your strings out of the packet, check there's 6 of them obviously, and it'll tell you on there, it shows you the numbers correspond to the numbers on the packet. See, because these are gauge 9s, they'll go from 9 to 42, so that's your thin E string and that's your thick E string, and the ones in between just go in ascending order. So if you look on this packet here, that's okay, bring the ironing in, put it on top of the Marshall box. I'll put it away when I've done this. Sorry about that. Yeah, as I was saying, they go in ascending order, so 9 is your high E, 11 is your B, 16 is your G string, yay. 24 is D, 32 is A, and 42 is your low E string. So as I said, we're going to start with the thickest ones, so you want your 42 out of the packet, unravel it like that. Now, on a fixed bridge guitar, the ball ends of the strings are very, very important, because they're what holds it in the fixed bridge. However, because we've got the bolts on the Floyd Rose, you need to cut these ends off. So to do is get a pair of pliers or wire cutters and go in just about an inch just below. You'll see the winding's quite thick at the end and then it thins down a bit, so just go just beyond where it gets a bit thinner, about an inch in. Cut that off like that. So you cut the ball end off and then take the guitar and the end of the string where you just removed the ball, stick that in to the gap where the old string just came out of, just going as far as you can get it in, and then tighten up the bolt that you loosened to get the thing out in the first place. So you're now turning that bolt clockwise. Don't over tighten these because they'll just break off. Tighten it right up. As tight as it will go without you having to force the key too much. Obviously the arm on the hex key should be enough for this. You shouldn't need to use an external lever or anything like that, because that would make it up, you'd over tighten it that way. But you got your string firmly attached like that. Now you just run it up the neck and in at the top there, where on the machine head, like, just turn the machine head so that the holes on the peg are facing the right way, so you can get it in. Just thread it through enough, and then once you've done that, turn the machines clockwise to tighten up the string. Make sure it stays in the grooves in the nut that are meant for that string. Facing me, so that will be okay. These ones to tighten are actually anti-clockwise, but if you wanted to tighten that way, so that the string goes into the head and comes down in the way to the inside of the neck, not to the outside. Well, you want it to the inside of the head that you've put it through it. Whether that's anti-clockwise or clockwise will depend on the way you're facing the guitar. So you just want to tighten it up. Now, sometimes that can happen if you put too much of the end of the string through the head. You're not going to get enough windings around the head to get secure fixing. So if that happens, just loosen it off. Take the string back off like that and just pull a little bit more of the string back through like that, and then just do the same thing again. Keep winding and hold the string as taut as you can get it so it doesn't move about and slip off the head when you're trying to turn it. There's nothing worse, it's the most frustrating thing in the world when that happens. Just keep turning it. Yeah, you will get sore arms by the end of this. can buy electronic string winders to do this for you, but they're shite, so don't invest in one of those. Here as well, just not being lazy and doing it by hand. I like the way I'm doing it just now. You can hear that increasing in pitch as I tighten up. And what you want to do is you want to get a reasonable tension in the strings to keep the tension right in the bridge, because if not the bridge can slip out and that's a total disaster. You don't want that to happen. It's happened to me before. Doesn't end well. Now you can see the head, I can actually get it round enough to, yeah. There's quite a few, 3 or 4 windings of the string round the head there, but you should never have overlapped windings, so it should never be too many windings that you're winding round the windings you already got, because the string will just end up slipping off. So that's about as secure as you want it. I'm going to show you how to do the next one as well, because as you know there wasn't a string there that you need to take off. So take off the string, what you do is so we're going to go, to keep the tension right in the bridge, we're going to go from the thickest to the thinnest. So the next one is the A. Just loosen it off with the peg. You'll feel it, you can hear it dropping in pitch until it doesn't actually make a noise because it's too loose. And then you just keep loosening until it comes off at the top like that, and then same deal again down at the bridge as it was the last time. To get the string out of the bridge, just the bolt in there that corresponds to that string, you just loosen it off anti-clockwise to loosen it. Just like, and again you only need to loosen it enough that you can get the string out, the old string out. Just chuck that away because it's no good. Just quickly to show you. Don't know if you can see it there, but you'll see on the string there'll be a lot of kind of black marks and it won't feel smooth. That's your dead skin getting caught in between the bits of the string, so you don't want that. That's when you know you have to restring. So we're going to take the next one, which is the A string, 32. Exactly the same as we did the last time. Unfold it out, take the ball end, about an inch in, just when it starts to get a little bit thinner, cut it off. Into the slot. And if your guitar's got strings on it, even if it's not 6 strings, it's just 4 or 5 strings it's got on it, then just have a look as to where the strings attach into the bridge and how they go around the heads before you take the strings off, because that'll make a good reference point. And again, just in as far as you can get it, and then tighten up the bolt without over tightening, like that. If you don't have, if you over tighten these, you'll split them and they'll shear off. But if you don't tighten them enough, when you tighten up the strings at the other end, they'll come out, because also there's no ball ends to hold them in. There you go. It's nice and tight there. And then we just feed it through at the top of the head again, exactly the same as you did with the other one. And then just tighten it up. exactly the same way as you did, without getting too many windings on the head, so that it ends up that you're overlapping. Obviously if you don't have enough windings on the head, or if it's overlapping, just take the string back off and start again, feeding more or less of the string through, depending on if you've got too much or too little through the other end. The more you string a guitar, the quicker you'll get at this, turning the machine heads round. The thicker strings you ideally want, maybe the E string certainly, because there's not a lot of space on the head. You want about 3 windings, the A maybe 3 windings again, the D 4 or 5, and as you get down to the thinner one you want more windings, and it looks, apart from being practical, it looks really good as well when you get a few windings and it all matches and it's all nice and neat. Hear it going up again as I'm tightening it. The strings shouldn't be rasping. If they're rasping, then they're probably rattling off the frets and you'll need to adjust the action, but I'll go through that in another video, how to do that. Don't worry about the pitch of them just now, just make sure there's quite a bit of tension, just to keep the tension in the bridge here. So then, next thing you do is just do exactly the same as I've shown you for those two, for the other 4 strings. Just loosen off here, string out, first loosen it at the top, then loosen the bolt, string out, new string in, do exactly the same as I've showed you for those two, for the other 4, and I'll see you in part 2 to show you how to tune the thing.